Nugget. There it is. That's all right. I'm trying to go and do it best I can here, Kenny.
That would not qualify as a nugget. Punt takes a Bills roll and will come to a stop at the 19. So the Giants with a 3-point lead.
The hard-hitting action of American football continues on NASN, the home of the NFL. It's Week 16 and crunch time with the playoffs getting closer and every game critical in the hunt to advance. The hard-hitting action continues with the second game of our Sunday doubleheader when the amazing New England Patriots are home to take on the Miami Dolphins. The NFL on NASN live next.
Hockey Fights Cancer has raised more than $9 million for cancer care, research, and awareness. Don't give up. Join our hockey family in the fight against cancer. Log on to NHL.com and join the fight. Don't give up.
Spend your holidays with us right here on NASN. The NFL regular season comes to an end with the league's top teams vying for playoff berths.
Pass into the end zone and is caught for the touchdown.
We've got 15 bowl games leading to every BCS game live in January.
Touchdown, Ohio State.
And ring in the new year with a special live NHL doubleheader.
Scores!
The holidays have never looked brighter on NASN.
Game on Fox is sponsored by Toyota. Moving forward.
Rain continues to fall here in Orchard Park. Side Judge Barry Anderson keeping warm. Look at our schedule on Fox next Sunday. A reminder, one of these games may move to prime time.
He's trying to dry his stuff off. We talked to him before the game and said, do you guys have like a backup pair that you can change into at halftime if you get soaked? And they're like, no, we've only got one set of stuff we can wear. They don't have anything Gore-Tex. There's nothing that keeps the rain out.
Mike Pereira's got to get a bigger budget.
If you're going to run into weather like this, you got to give him a backup pair to change into at halftime.
At least one of them ponchos. Go get some plastic bags or something.
Officials braving the elements. Ahmad Bradshaw takes the handoff on first down and gains 5 out to the 24-yard line. Flag on the play.
No. Is it a flag thrown or a flag just inadvertently slipping out of my extremely wet pocket?
Looks like it
did
slip out of the pocket of the headlinesman Paul Widener.
No, we know the difference between a Gatorade towel and a flag. There was a flag on the field. One is white, one is yellow.
There was a yellow flag at the 24-yard line.
That's right. And those yellow flags are very official.
Except that time, 2nd and 5. Bradshaw tumbling out to the 28-yard line.
Every time he's in the lineup, he creates a little bit of a spark. I mean, I can't remember what game it is. We've had a lot of Giant games this year, but there was a point when Derek Ward was on IR, and maybe Brandon Jacobs also. I think it was Reuben Drones was kind of the only guy that didn't have the rotation there, and they were kind of wondering whether they should put him on Bradshaw. Late in the game, they got to him, and he gave him a little bit of a spark. Every time he's in there.
He took advantage of it. Is that Washington?
No, it wasn't. Maybe I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
3rd down and 1, Bradshaw.
Wow.
And it's John DeGiorgio coming up to make the tackle. And the Giants will punt it away.
The guy who got it done with Keith Ellison. Well, he's a little groggy coming off to the sideline. That's a penetration right there. Yep. Jams everything up. That allows John DeGiorgio to come clean. But watch 56 come in, cut down Madison Hedgecock. Jams everything up.
Fiegel's waiting at his own 13. Under 10 minutes remaining, fourth quarter. Angled towards the sideline. They keep it away from the NFL's leading punt return man, Roscoe Parrish. And the Bills will have good field position. They will start from their own 37-yard line. Well, tomorrow night at 8, 7 Central. Tony, if you think your house is crowded during the holidays, you haven't seen Steve Martin in Cheaper by the Dozen. Don't miss this hilarious family treat tomorrow night at 8, 7 Central, right here on Fox. I know your house feels like
12
that.
kids.
I know your house feels like that sometimes, Tony.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that with only 3 kids.
Yeah, we struggle with 2 to keep
man.
pace. 12?
12 kids.
Somebody gets lost in the shuffle.
Your aging process goes to dog years.
If I'm not mistaken, Steve Martin, a football coach at Cheaper by the Dozen, right?
Yeah. He's head coach, head football.
Edwards nearly picked off again. James Butler could not hold on to it.
The Butler didn't do it this time,
Nope.
Kenny.
That was just too easy. Boy, did he jump that route. I don't know what was supposed to happen. I don't know if Roscoe Parrish was supposed to cross James Butler's face and decided to release up the field. Watch number 11. Oh, yeah, exactly. He leans to the post, and then he bails. You can't do that. Once you go, that ball is coming out of the quarterback's hand. If you commit to go across the face, you've got to continue to go that way.
On 2nd and 10, Edwards, the slant, dropped by Reed.
That was a nice job by Butler also on that previous play, knowing he had help over the top. Being able to jump that route, knowing the safety's going to go and cover you a little bit.
Trent Edwards, since the first quarter, 2 of 14.
Wow.
It wasn't his fault on that last play, though.
No.
Oh, the last 2. You know, one is Roscoe Parrish, breaking off the initial move, and then on the last one, Josh Reed just putting it on the ground.
3 wide receivers, 3rd and 10. Edwards in trouble, hit from behind. The ball is loose, still rolling around. And it looks like it was recovered by Fred Jackson.
You can't underestimate the loss of a guy like Jason Peters. They've really had some problems on that left side. Kurt Chambers has got to step in cold, go up against Osi Umenyiora. Justin Tuck coming on the outside. They're bringing the linebacker, Kavika Mitchell, to the outside. So they're just attacking the left side of the line. Kurt Chambers actually does a nice job with his. It's Fred Jackson being late on the blitzing linebacker. Again, we've seen him twice. He's got to be much more firm in his protection.
So Kavika Mitchell with a sack, a forced fumble. R.W. McQuarters had some trouble fielding the punt, but he did gain possession of the football. So with 8:50 remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Giants leading by 3, Giants will have 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line.
Oh, we got a little bit of hail coming down now.
Why not?
Rain earlier, wind, now hail. January 2nd, the Fox BCS Bowl Bash takes to the desert in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl, the Oklahoma Sooners and the West Virginia Mountaineers. Then on January 3rd, the FedEx Orange Bowl, the Virginia Tech Hokies and the Kansas Jayhawks. The BCS Bowl Bash this January on Fox. Remember, the Giants heading to the east end zone. All of the points in today's game as Bradshaw takes the handoff on 1st down. All 45 points have been scored to the right, the east end zone here at Orchard Park, New York.
It's been raining all day. Now it looks like the snow's coming down, a little bit of ice. As you see right there, it's getting colder, and they're expecting, 3 to 5 inches here, maybe 6 inches.
You never know when you get up around the Great Lakes, depending on which way the wind is blowing.
It's like nothing here, though. That's like a dusting back in New York, you know?
No big deal.
New York City, I forgot we're still in New York here.
2nd down and 11. Manning throws and is intercepted by McGee.
Wow.
The 4th Giants turnover. Terrence McGee with his team-leading 4th pick of the season.
I don't think he even knew he had the ball.
Like it got stuck under his arm. Boy, there was a lot of stuff going on at the end of that play. 24 at the bottom of your screen against Amani Toomer. Great jump on the ball right there. He got rolled up on his shoulder pad, came down, he got a hold of it. And after that, I mean, there was probably 3 or 4 individual battles going on. There it starts right there. You've got all your offensive linemen coming in. Kareem McKenzie goes over the top. Rich Seibert's in the middle of it. Anthony Hargrove.
You gotta love that. Emotions. This weather is crazy.
Bills from the Giants 48. Marshawn Lynch. Lynch tripped up after gaining 5. We welcome those of you who have been watching the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Bears with a 35-7 victory, so the Dallas Cowboys clinch home field throughout the NFC playoffs. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa in the wind, rain, and now snow here in Orchard Park, New York. Giants 24, Bills 21, as Lynch is thrown for a loss in the backfield by Antonio Pierce with help from Reggie Torborn. Giants with a victory will clinch a playoff spot. Kavika Mitchell has given the Giants the lead with an interception return for a touchdown. Brandon Jacobs, career high 145 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. Bills led 14-0. Giants scored 17 in the second quarter. All 45 points in this game have been scored in the east end zone, to our right, not the direction the Bills are heading right now. 3rd down and 11. Trent Edwards intended for Roscoe Parrish, incomplete. Bills forced to punt with 6:37 remaining.
The offense has been very sloppy the last 2 series. We've had some drop passes. You know, they're tough catches, but you're in these elements. You've got to concentrate. You've got to focus a little bit more. Look at that ball all the way in. We've had Marshawn Lynch a couple times trying to make something happen when nothing's there. And Tony, you made a good point. The fact that, you know, sometimes -1 is better than trying to make something, and all of a sudden you got -6. And Marshawn Lynch the last couple series pressing a little bit on that run play.
Yeah, he does a great job of getting north and south, but when it's time to go down, you got to go down.
Ryan Mormon punting from his own 40, low snap. RW McQuarters on a bounce. Not much running room. Out of bounds at the 12. Giants with a 3-point lead. 6.5 remaining here at snowy Orchard Park.
Watch all the top teams playing in the biggest games in the best North American sports leagues all year round, only on NASN. See the Super Bowl, the World Series, the Stanley Cup Finals, college football's Bowl Championship Series, March Madness, the Arena Bowl, the Grey Cup, and the NASCAR Busch Series. Plus, enjoy a packed schedule of regular season action, playoff games, and leading sports programming. NASN is your home for North American sports. Log on to NASN.com for information.
We're playing San Diego. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns, and puked in between. And that's when I knew it.
I felt like I was playing with little kids and I was a grown man, like Superman.
I ran the fastest 40 at the camp, and I was still 15 years old. So that's when I knew I was gonna be pretty good. Oh yeah.
Everybody trying to keep warm. Bills and the officials alike. Giants lead the Bills by 3. First down, Ahmad Bradshaw found a hole, still on his feet. Bradshaw to the 40, midfield. Ahmad Bradshaw, the rookie from Marshall, is going to take it all the way 88 yards for a Giants touchdown.
We talked about that 1-2 punch. There was that second right hook there, Moose.
I tell you, this guy is playing himself into an important role for the Giants. If they get into the playoffs, if they win this game and clinch a spot, Ahmad Bradshaw today has played himself into a bigger role for the Giants. He is going to be their home run threat in the running game. I mean, he's going through there off-balanced, finds a way to regain that balance, and has the ability to break away for an 88-yard touchdown.
Third longest run in Giants history. Tiki Barber, 95 yards against Oakland 2 years ago. And Tony, a guy you played against, Hap Moran, against Green Bay in 1930.
Wow.
An 88-yard touchdown run by Bradshaw. The Giants lead by 10.
This offensive line all day long has created big running lanes when it was Brandon Jacobs, and now the same for Ahmad Bradshaw. Great stutter, great patience. He has the ability to make guys miss, and then right there is the difference with Brandon Jacobs and Ahmad Bradshaw. Brandon Jacobs had his longest run of the year, 43 yards, but I mean untouched. Ahmad Bradshaw making some guys miss, and then the ability to separate right there after he regains his balance.
Great balance right there, just staying up.
I mean, he pulled away from 3 guys. There's 3 guys right there, and he just separated from them.
Longest run in the National Football League this season, 88 yards. Ahmad Bradshaw. It's his first NFL touchdown as well.
You want to give Kevin Gilbride a little bit of confidence to put you in a little bit more. Well, there it is right there. Just break out that run.
Roscoe Parrish on the return for the Bills, and he is tackled at the 22-yard line by Zach Diassi with 6:07 remaining as we check in with Kurt.
Well, the Cleveland Browns, if they win, they're in the playoffs. They were down 19-0 to the Bengals, but Derek Anderson spots Braylon Edwards. It's 19-14, and the Browns have just recovered a fumble and are marching to take the lead. Back to Kenny, Moose, and Goose.
Well, no snow for the Cleveland Browns today after what they went through against the Buffalo Bills last week in their 8. Giants had not scored more than 21 points the last 7 weeks. They have 31 today as Edwards' pass could not be handled by Lee Evans. During Bradshaw's 88-yard run, the end blew off his helmet.
I'll tell you what, that's speed right there. Let me tell you something. That's like an aircraft going so fast that the end in New York just blows right off your helmet. Guy's got a lot of speed, Darryl.
That's the one element that's been missing in this offense. I mean, Kenny just mentioned it's been a while since they've scored 21 points. They were not getting yards in chunks. I mean, today they've done that. 88 yards by Ahmad Bradshaw. Here we go.
Edwards picked off by Corey Webster.
Oh, nice. What a great effort on the sideline. Did he stay in? Is there a signal yet?
Still no signal.
That's a lucky end zone now. How many points we got there in that end zone now?
We are now, with this kick, we will be at 59.
All in one end zone. People down there got their money's worth in them end zone seats this week.
Giants' second defensive touchdown today.
But again, you know, off the deflection, played well by Corey Webster. But watch this on the sideline. Robert Royal had an opportunity to get him, but I mean, Corey Webster drops that shoulder. It's like a guy trying to shorten the corner on a pass rush. He gets real small right here against Robert Royal. gets down the sideline for a touchdown.
38-21, the Giants with 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns, 2 from their defense, the other on an 88-yard run by Ahmad Bradshaw.
Now, we've had the Giants a lot of times. This is probably the first time, and it's the defense that actually put the knockout punch on a team and really almost closed it out, as we saw right there with 2 interceptions for touchdowns.
I tell you what, the way this game started with Kevin Everett being here in the stadium and walking in and being reunited with his teammates, the emotion not only from the players but from the crowd. And then they get up 14-0. The Bills come out and go right down the field on both of their opening possessions, score touchdowns. They're up 14-0, and that fumbled snap by Brian Moorman that gave the Giants a short field, and it's been a completely different game since that time. It's been 38-7 New York Giants from that point where they had a couple of special teams blunders.
Being down on the field, the Giants came out. I mean, I've never seen a team react so flat ever. They had no emotion, nothing. We talked about Jeremy Shockey getting hurt and him being the inspiration on the offense, and they just found a way. You got to give them a lot of credit in today's game.
I go back to Amani Toomer. I mean, when this game was sitting there at 14-0, Amani Toomer started making plays. And the one thing that Tom Coughlin told us yesterday about all that nonsense that went on last week with the 52 passes and this and that, he said, hey, it comes down to execution. Washington made plays, and we didn't. And Amani Toomer started to make some plays. And then after that, his teammates started to make some plays.
Here's Parrish on the return for the Bills. The Giants tie a club record with 2 interception returns for touchdowns. 4th time in Giants history they have returned 2 picks for touchdowns in 1 game. It's the first career touchdown for Webster. And the Giants are 5 minutes, 44 seconds away from clinching a playoff spot.
Nugget alert.
3rd consecutive season.
That's your second nugget alert. They missed one earlier, too. Nugget alerts are, you know, when Kenny comes up with these, what would you call them, Kenny?
Obscure.
Yeah, totally obscure facts that out of the blue. It's a noun. There it is. Tidbit. A morsel. Morsel. That's a good explanation.
A pleasing morsel.
Pleasing morsel. Kenny has his 2 little L's up here that help him with those.
Fred Jackson, nice run. Would this count as a nugget, Tony?
What's that?
The fact that in 1983, Darryl Johnston, who grew up in this area, was the Western New York Player of the Year.
Let's see. Push the button. Nugget alert. Nugget alert. Absolutely, that's a nugget.
Darryl out of Lewiston Porter High School, returning home. Friends and family in attendance today.
Yeah, it's been great, you know, being around the holiday times. A chance to see a lot of family yesterday. Fran Morrison ate all my Christmas cookies.
Oh, your aunt's pumpkin pie.
Kathy's pumpkin pie.
Oh my God, my stomach.
Some fresh apples from my mom's parents' farm.
Oh.
Jackson to the 49. Well, in case you're tuned in late and are wondering why Tony is up here with us,
getting soft. Don't say it. Don't you dare. I'm getting harassed up here.
There's 2 guys out here without shirts on.
Yeah, right down here.
2 guys without shirts on. Tony's up here all bundled up with his he's got Gore-Tex on inside.
It's still a little chilly up here.
Another interception. This time it is Sam Madison. And Madison forced out of bounds. His 37th career interception, his 4th this season. Tony, there's a rumor going around that there was not a problem with your equipment. You were lobbying prior to the game in your chats with our producer, Pete Macheska.
It's not true. It's false.
Can you present some facts?
Don't listen to Pete Macheski. He's been the Grinch. Me and Darryl were singing Christmas carols earlier today, and he's shut our mics off. And right, Darryl?
Yeah, he's been the Grinch for a couple of weeks. Now he's telling us to get back to the Giants playoffs
in our ear. Get back to the Giants playoffs. Don't talk about me. Man,
well, the Giants in with a win. They've made the playoffs each of the last 2 seasons. Suffered losses in their first game each year. Dropped the wild card game in Philadelphia. Lost to Carolina the year before. Ahmad Bradshaw, and for Tom Coughlin, it will be his 7th trip to the postseason in his 12 years as an NFL head coach.
The big thing is this was big for the Giants because, you know, in years past they'd had second season collapses and kind of backed into the playoffs. And I think there was a worry that that same thing was going to possibly happen this year. A chance to clinch last weekend against Washington. All the emotion that was involved with this game and the way it started off, to get his team to be able to hang in there, the resiliency of this group, to come out and have a performance like this, I think it's really going to help him, because over the last 4 weeks, this Giant football team has not played very well at all. And, you know, they have a good record, but you had to have some questions, some uncertainty getting into the playoffs. This game is going to be good for their psyche, and the emergence of this guy, Ahmad Bradshaw.
3:40 remaining as we check in with Kurt Menefee. Kurt?
Well, the Giants look like they're on their way to the playoffs with a victory. The Saints not happy about that, nor the outcome of this one, as Philadelphia's Donovan McNabb has thrown 3 touchdown passes. The last one to Kevin Curtis puts them up 38-23. New Orleans has to come back and win out and hope that Minnesota now loses out in order to make the playoffs.
Thanks, Kurt. Now let me ask you guys this. Giants will clinch a playoff spot with a win. Positioning could be a factor next week, but do the Giants potentially rest some players going up against the Patriots, who could be going for an undefeated season?
It's not the Giants' responsibility to beat the Patriots and prevent an undefeated season next week. There were 15 teams that had an opportunity to do that before the Giants, and they didn't get it done. The Giants, their mission is to go into the playoffs as healthy as they can possibly be. If they need to sit guys down next week, if Tom Coughlin elects to sit his starters just for protection, whatever the reason, their job is to enter the playoffs as healthy as they can be with the best chance of making a big push. It's not their job to prevent the Patriots from being undefeated next weekend.
Yeah, playing wise, I really think, you know, look at Plexico Burress, who has been playing injured all season, and we've talked about that. And it's just hurt the timing. To get him healthy and 100%, like you said, Moose, with the 2 backs and Ahmad, just getting back in there and having that 1-2 punch and having all your players healthy, I think they have a better shot to be doing something in the postseason.
Giants will open the postseason on the road in either Seattle or Tampa against one of the 2 division winners. Under 3 minutes remaining. From the Bills 19, it's Bradshaw. Giants with 2 rushers, Bradshaw and Jacobs, each with 145 yards in this game. Giants trailed heading into the 4th quarter. Until this, Kavika Mitchell's 2nd touchdown of the season. 21-yard interception return. 88-yard touchdown run by Ahmad Bradshaw, 3rd longest run in Giants franchise history. And then the first NFL touchdown for Corey Webster, as the Giants defense scores 2 touchdowns here in the 4th. We mentioned Tom Coughlin about to make his 7th appearance in the postseason in 12 years. Steve Tisch, one of the Giants' owners. Coughlin's first ever playoff game as a head coach right here in '96 with Jacksonville. Jaguars beat the Bills. It was Jim Kelly's last game of his career. Lost to Tom Coughlin and the Jaguars.
Jaguars right now are under the radar. Me and Moose were talking about it earlier. Team won 11 games, and really no one's talking about it.
Nobody at all. No, I mean, the AFC, the focus has been on, you know, the New England going for an undefeated season, Cleveland being back in the fold, Indianapolis and their defending championship, or defending Super Bowl champion status, the Jacksonville Jaguars sneaking up and just routed. Was it the Raiders today that they routed?
The Raiders.
Man, I tell you what, they've got the style of football that could pose some problems for some teams up in the Northeast.
Mike Smith, and defensive coordinator there, was one of our defensive coaches there in Baltimore with that great defense we had. Jack Del Rio, the head coach, linebacker coach.
Now, if you're not wet enough,
why not?
Here's a little bit more.
It used to be easy to name college football's greatest play. But now there's a new contender to the crown.
Barmore, throws it over the middle, complete to Thompson. Thompson looking for a block. He laterals it to Curry, and Curry laterals it again, and it's caught again. And Tomlin now on the lateral, and now the lateral to Thompson, and he laterals it back to Maddox on the other side. Maddox looking for a block. He fakes the lateral to Curry. Now he laterals it to Curry. Curry's at the 49-yard line. He's dancing around. He throws it back now to Maddox, who throws it across the field to Barmore. Barmore looking to run. He's looking for a block. He's got a convoy. He's going to throw it to Thompson. Thompson's at the 30-yard line. Thompson now laterals it back to Curry at the 35. They're running out of spaces. Curry fakes. He's going to lateral it to Tomlin. Tomlin's got a chance to go. Tomlin's got a chance to go. He laterals it. Now he's going to go to Maddox. Maddox at the 30-yard line, and now it's a lateral, and Curry's still going.
No way!
Curry's
No way!
It's a touchdown!
It's a touchdown!
Scores! The game is over!
See all the best college football action live on NASN.
Giants loading up the Gatorade bucket. Who's next?
Who do you think? I don't know. They look very suspicious.
They already got the head coach.
The owner?
Oh, he's not wet.
Were you always in charge of the Gatorade, Tony?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I would figure. Bradshaw.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Who is it?
Oh, Steve Spagnuolo.
That's for all the blitzes he called today. They were really happy about 40 blitzes probably he called and stayed with it and put the pressure on.
The defensive coordinator who came from Jim Johnson and Andy Reid's staff in Philadelphia. Once again, great job by our camera guys braving the elements today. Mike Ratuz, Michael Drains, Dan Gibbons, Hardy Klunder, Win Bernfeld, our audio mixer Tim Dunn, along with John Warner, George Denmark, who had the pleasure of dealing with all of Deuce's sounds, Brian Unverzant, Trey Dixon, Corey Brocious, and videotape, Mark Lawfer, who makes every picture look better, especially in the snow, Joe Flynn providing the graphics. Giants have rushed for close to 300 yards today. Our producer, referred to earlier by Tony as the Grinch, Pete Macheska. Our director, Michael Frank. Associate directors, Fran Morrison and Judy Wong. Broadcast associate, Chirag Devaskar. Our technical producer, Dan Rotante. Technical director, Chris Castro. Pre-game show produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. Associate director, Alan Flowers. The senior vice president of production is Jack Simmons. The senior producer of Fox Sports is Bill Brown. The executive producers of Fox Sports, Ed Gorin and David Hill. Dave Corr crunching the numbers for us, along with Ben Boma, Ricky Camps, and Matt Banovic. Great job by our entire crew. Marshawn Lynch, who went out over 1,000 yards on the ground earlier today. Giants with 292 yards on the ground. Brandon Jacobs with 2 touchdowns in the first half, and then Ahmad Bradshaw, an 88-yard touchdown run here in the fourth quarter, gave the Giants a 10-point lead. 2 defensive touchdowns in the fourth quarter. It's 38-21, and the Giants are going to the playoffs. Only the Giants and Seattle out of the NFC will have gone to the playoffs the last 3 seasons.
The focus will be on Brandon Jacobs and Ahmad Bradshaw and what this group did running the football. But in my opinion, the most valuable player for the Giants is Amani Toomer.
Yes.
He made the big play when the game was kind of just laying there. Buffalo's up 14. The Giants are doing nothing right. Amani Toomer started making some plays and got this team turned around.
So the Giants clinch a spot in the postseason. They defeat the Bills by the score of 38-21. A huge fourth quarter for the Giants. They are now 10-5. The Bills drop to 7-8. We'll return after these messages.
In the soggiest Super Bowl ever, The Indianapolis Colts and the Chicago Bears faced off on a wet and wild Sunday in Miami, Florida. The Bears got on the fast track first when rookie Devin Hester returned the opening kickoff 92 yards for a touchdown. The Colts kept pace after quarterback Peyton Manning spotted a wide-open Reggie Wayne for a 47-yard score. The Bears responded and took a 14-6 lead on a short touchdown pass to Muhsin Muhammad. But from that point on, it was all Indianapolis. Colts running backs combined for almost 200 yards rushing, and the defense forced 5 turnovers. In the fourth quarter, when Kelvin Hayden returned an interception 56 yards for a touchdown, it was over. The Colts became...
Well, we heard it when we were here Friday all day. They did not like the way they played last week.